What's going on? I've never done this on this channel like this, so it's like, fuck it, I'm bored. Doing some DoorDash and Uber Eats in Crandall, Texas, which is, I guess, about 20 miles from downtown Dallas, southeast. So yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting for some DoorDash orders, waiting for some Uber orders. I figured I'd do a live. Let's talk a little bit about this channel and what's been going on with it. People that have followed me from the get-go, this channel is basically my wrestling channel for, I'm going to say about 15 years, something like that. And then probably 2016 to 2017, I started adding gaming content, me playing games, and then I added some stuff in 2019, early 2020, wrestling-wise, because I started making a little bit of a comeback, and of course COVID kind of screwed everything up for that. So the plan was I was going to keep wrestling. The last match I had was March. It was right before COVID, like right before everything shut down, or it was March. It was early March. I did a show for Advanced Pro Wrestling, and then I was supposed to take about 2 months off. I was supposed to go to Lubbock. I had a bunch of shows lined up, and then COVID kind of screwed everything up. Just had a lot of stuff happen. I've had a lot of physical stuff happen over the last 4 years. I blew out my knee. Pretty sure I tore my ACL at the time. I was using a walker to get around for about 4 months. And that was May 2021. I was being really stupid one night. I was drinking and I fell and smacked my knee on the kitchen floor and fucked my knee up really bad. And so yeah, I had that happen. The next year I had went to Hurricane Harbor in Dallas, and got some random dudes doing something. I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing. Anyway, we went to Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, and the next morning I woke up and my foot was just swollen. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I thought, well, maybe hold on, we got something. Fuck you, Uber, you sons of bitches. Uber sucks, man. I've made like $6 on Uber. I've made like almost 70 on DoorDash today, working about almost 4 hours, so not great, not horrible. But anyway, I woke up, and at the time, which I still have some problems with my legs, but my legs had probably, like, it started about 2019. My legs started going numb from my knee down, and I had a lot of numb problems, which I still do. It's not as bad, but, and I don't know if it's a back problem or something to do with, I have type 2 diabetes. So I think it's honestly a back problem. I don't think it's anything to do with diabetes. But anyway, I thought, oh, maybe I just broke something in my foot. My girl kept bugging me. She's like, no, we need to go to the hospital. We need to go to the hospital. Like, I was like, well, I probably just broke a bone in my foot and don't even realize I did it. So went to the hospital, found out I had an infection. No idea how I got the infection. So then, they gave us some antibiotics. Said, yeah, take these antibiotics, the swelling should go down. Took the antibiotics for about 3 days. Swelling got worse. What the fuck? So went back the next, I guess it was about 4 days. So I went back. Infection got worse. So I had to stay in the hospital for about a week, just pumped with antibiotics. Like, it was bad. And couldn't walk great. Couldn't really do much. I could put pressure on the back, like my heel, but I couldn't put it on the front of my foot because that's where the main infection was. Almost lost my big toe. They almost had to cut off my big toe because it was so bad. But luckily, the infection went down. And, yeah. Finally got out of there. And it took a couple months. But the thing that really sucked about this whole situation is my right knee and right leg have always, like, from wrestling all those years, just been really screwed up because that's what I did everything with. If you're somebody that followed my wrestling career, I did a lot of enziguris. I did a lot of, running Yakuza kicks, like shit like that. And so my knee was really screwed up. Well, everything that had happened over those couple years with my knee and my ankle, or my knee and my foot, was all on my left side. And the sad part about all that was not only was my left knee my left leg was my good leg, I broke my left leg when I was like 6. So this leg's been through hell and back. But yeah, like I went through that, and I really couldn't walk great for a little bit. Plus it had been about a year since this stuff happened with my knee, but my knee's never healed right. Like, I still to this day can't step up. Like, if I get on stairs, like, I can't step up without holding on to something, or usually I have to lead with my right leg. So it sucks. I mean, I had that. And then this year, about a month and a half ago, I got sick one day, and I started throwing up, and I just thought I had food poisoning, whatever. But then it went on another day. So I was like, oh shit. So finally, and thank God for my girl, because if I didn't have her, I probably wouldn't have a foot, and I probably would be dead, because went to the hospital, and first off, I had to wait in the fucking lobby at the hospital about 4 hours. Like, it was ridiculous. And the longer I waited, I just felt more and more sick. Finally got in there. They did x-rays. My appendix ruptured, and I had to get emergency surgery. They told me, and I was in for surgery less than 30 minutes later. It was just quick, boom. And I was like scared to death because I hadn't had surgery since 2012. I had my neck fused. So, but the surgery was pretty fast. I mean, it was under an hour, I think, and they got it all done. They had attached a drain tube to me. So I had to wear this drain tube for about a week once I got out of the hospital. But I had to stay in the hospital for about a week. Then I had the drain tube for about a week, and they finally took it out, and I was good. I mean, I couldn't really do nothing for about 3 or 4 weeks. They said no lifting, try not to drive much. So it's been a rough month and a half, to say the least. It sucked. But the other main reason I had quit wrestling, besides all these health problems, is the end of 2020, my mom had she had a fall, and she hurt her back real bad, and she was having a hard time getting around. And then 2021, she fell again and really screwed herself up. And then she had to go to the hospital. And while she was in the hospital, she got pneumonia. And after that, she just kept getting, I don't even know what happened, but at one point, she didn't know where she was. I mean, she was lost. She really was. She finally got out of the hospital, So she had went in the hospital about February 2021. She got out about, I'd say, the end of April. And she didn't know, like, she was gone. It's like she wasn't there anymore. And she was like this for months. Like, she'd come home for a couple weeks and then go back to like a rehab place. And they tried at the rehab place to try to get her back to where she was. And she never really was. They kept sending her home. And it's like, my mom didn't know where she was. Like, she was just out of it. And finally, this went on all summer of 2021. Finally, August, we got her into a rehabilitation place where she was going to be there like 3-4 months. So we got her in there, and about a month and a half later, she started coming out of it. Like, she was like back to her normal self, and her brain was back. You know, she was there, and we got her out at the end of October. And the only thing that sucked was she was in a wheelchair. You know, she couldn't, for the next 2 years, they'd have some rehab people come and try to help her, and she would do the walking, but she mainly stayed in the wheelchair. She could get out of the wheelchair to go to the bathroom and do certain stuff and, get in bed by herself. Sometimes she could go to the store and walk a little bit, like pushing the basket and stuff, but she just wasn't the same person. And, mentally she was, she was there, but April, May of this year, go back to about January of this year, she got an infection on her foot, and the infection got worse and worse, and the doctors that would come see her, or if she would go to the doctors, because she'd have to go to the doctors like once a month, and there was doctors that also would come and see her. They would give her the runaround, and it got so bad. Finally, a doctor came about May and said, "Hey, you need to go get this looked at." And she went and got it looked at, and she had to get part of her top of her foot amputated, including her big toe. And so she got her big toe amputated. She was in the hospital about a week. She got out. She was doing good about a week. And she got a little sick. It's such a blur, like, this whole time. And this was the end of May, and so she had to go back in the hospital. And I believe she was back in about 5 days. And then she got out. 3 days later, she just wasn't all there, and she was just having a hard time breathing. And we called the EMTs, and they suggested she go to the hospital. And she went to the hospital, and the next morning my brother got a call saying that she was having trouble breathing. They had put an oxygen mask on her, and she ended up throwing up. And I guess nobody was in the room. I don't know. To this day, it sucks. It fucking sucks. But she threw up in the mask. The throw up went back down her throat. She choked and had a heart attack. And by the time we got to the hospital, she was brain dead. Like, she was just a lot of shitty decisions me and my brothers had to make. But those are just some of the reasons why I'm not wrestling anymore. We were taking care of my mom, all the injuries, and then the other thing was, sorry about the sun. The other thing was my right shoulder's messed up. Like, for years in wrestling, I would like turn it, like, I can't really do it now because it's so screwed up, but I would turn it and it would just like do like this grinding sound and like pop. And it never really hurt when I did that. And about March this year, it stopped doing that. I was like, well, that's weird. I mean, it had been doing it about 10 years, and Now I barely lift it, and the pain just shoots down my arm and up my neck. And some days it's better than others, but it's just inflamed real bad. And the only time it's ever felt better is I started doing this diet a couple months ago, which a part of me thinks this might have been the reason I had the appendix issue. Is it's a carnivore diet, and I was doing mostly meat. Like, I would eat some fruit here and there, but I was basically eating just meat and fruit and eggs, and that was it. And I'd have like a scoop of peanut butter here or there if I had like sweet cravings. Just, I didn't really know how else to, well, either way, I started doing this diet, and about a week into this diet, all the inflammation in my knee and in my shoulder was gone. Like, I'm moving my shoulder up all high and stuff, and it's not hurting. And my knee, it's like my knee didn't hurt. My legs weren't giving me problems either. Like, the numbness was going away. I did it for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks in, I started having this pain below my stomach. And I honestly think it was my appendix. I think my appendix has just been bad, and I think this diet was really just trying to get rid of all the bad stuff in my body, including my appendix that I, because I always had stomach problems. And I think this diet was like trying to just give me signs like, hey, your stomach's bad. Like, you got to get this thing out of you. It was weird, but this diet really works. And I was doing this diet, and my body was feeling great. Like, I hadn't felt that good in years. And then the whole appendix thing happened. I should say 2 weeks in, I started having this pain under my stomach. And I didn't know what it was. And after that, I didn't feel as great. I felt good, but I didn't feel as great. And then the appendix thing happened like 2 weeks later. So I was only on the diet about 4 weeks. But man, those first 2 weeks, I just felt amazing. Like, I really did. Like, I have a lot of brain fog, and it really cleared me up. So I'm hoping to get back on the diet soon. The only thing is, eating nothing but meat is expensive. So, but yeah, so that's the main reason. I don't really wrestle anymore because of all these injuries, and we were taking care of my mom, and and I don't know honestly if I'll ever wrestle again. I really don't. I would love to wrestle again and like kind of end my career on my own terms, but that's the reason I've never come out and said, oh, I'm retired. I don't want to be one of those people that says I'm retired and then come back, and have another match. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and say that, because I don't know if I'm ever going to wrestle again. I might try to if I ever start feeling better again. But honestly, wrestling is probably, something I won't do again. Just unless physically, like, I can fix my body. So with this channel, I turned it into a gaming channel for a while, and it just never really took off the way I wanted it to. So I moved my gaming channel to another channel, and this channel is just basically gonna be like a blog channel. It's just like what's going on with me. Like, right now, I'm waiting for orders for DoorDash and Uber. I'm trying to make some. I was doing good for a while. I've made like $70 in like 4 hours, which isn't great, but it's been dead about the last 40 minutes. I haven't done any orders. But I got like a $17 order, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. We're gonna make some money, and fuck no, it fucking died. So, but that's I do a lot of DoorDash and stuff. I don't know, like, I'm just was gonna use this channel now to just kind of blog about what's going on. I got 10-year-old twins, boy and a girl. I got my girl. She's going to college for meteorology. I mean, she's kicking ass. I just graduated Full Sail University about, it's been almost a month, with a bachelor's of science graphic design degree. So I'm trying to find a job in that. But honestly, I just don't like working for people. Like I've done delivery, like jobs like this. I've basically done this for the last 2 years, 3 years. I mean, I've been doing DoorDash about since 2019, 2020, but I like working for myself. I really do. It's just, when COVID happened, you could make a shitload of money. Like if you worked DoorDash, Uber, and all that, you were making a lot of money. And when that was going on, I was also working for a company called My Computer Career. I did an online job where I was like a online tutor. So, and I'd make like $2,000 a month doing that. And then I'm working Uber and DoorDash. I'm making quite a bit of money. And then the last year, it's just really died down. Like, I'm the town that I was working in before. I was lucky to make 40, 50 bucks a day, and I would work 11 to 2, and then I'd work about 4 to 7, and it was just horrible. Well, I'm gonna say about 2 weeks ago, there's this little town, and it's about 6 miles from my town. It's called Crandall, Texas. And I came here, and they had just built a McDonald's here. And there's a McDonald's, there's a Taco Casa. Let's see. I don't know what the hell's going on there. There's a Sonic, there's a Subway, there's a little taco stand. Well, don't ever get Sonic. There's a barbecue shit. There's a barbecue restaurant. They don't have shit like that. I don't think they have a deal with DoorDash, and I don't think Sonic does either. But like I mainly get orders from this McDonald's. Like this McDonald's, I make pretty decent money, and then the Taco Casa is like right next to it, which I don't know if can you switch the camera on? I think, okay. So let's go, like there's the McDonald's. I know it's kind of hard because the sun's out, but there's the McDonald's, and then right next to it, how do I get back to this? Okay. Right next to it is the Taco Casa. And then like right there, which I don't know, let me switch this one more time, sorry. Over there, which the sun's in the way, but like over there is the fucking Subway. And then across the street's the Taco, Pupa's Tacos. I mean, that's how it's P-U-P-P-A, Pupa, and then it's S, Pupa's Tacos. It's weird. But anyway, it's basically those 4 places, and I came over here, and they're all next to each other. Like, they're not that far away, and the highway's right there. And this is a very richy area, I guess you could say, but they're building a lot of new neighborhoods and stuff over here. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna try to get my ratings up on DoorDash, because DoorDash is all about ratings now. You gotta get to that 70%. And I was like, you know what, I'll stay here, see if I can make some money and get my ratings up. And I've been here about 2 weeks. Ratings wise, I went from in the 30s to I'm at 91 now. And then hey, what's going on, man? What's up, brother? LC Green in the house. Yeah. But yeah, my ratings, like, it was at like 35, and now it's like 91 for DoorDash. And then money wise, now I'm making 75 to 100 a day instead of making 50 bucks in a town that had like 8-9 restaurants. But I think the big thing is I'm one of the only people over in this area, so it works out. So head to Roanoke. What are you doing in Roanoke? I know where Roanoke is. God, Roanoke's about maybe 30 minutes from me. Yeah. Because sometimes I go up to Rockwell, which I think Rockwell's it's pretty close to Roanoke. But sometimes I go up there and do some DoorDashing and shit. So cool, man. Is that where you guys are living? Like, are you moving right now? You guys heading there right now? Like, what? I thought you were moving till like next year. What's going on? I don't know. I probably hear stuff wrong. I don't know. Let's see if we are an hour and a half from Buc-ee's. Ha ha, Buc-ee's. You gotta love Buc-ee's, brother. I know my kids love Buc-ee's. Anytime they see Buc-ee's, they're like, we gotta stop. Oh my god. I was like, oh god, you only want me to stop because you want me to buy you shit. Fucking kids. Oh, but no. Oh, we move and okay, cool, man. Awesome. I saw you guys said I'd found a house, so that's fucking cool, man. Hell yeah. That's fucking awesome. We'll definitely have to meet up when you get down here, man. Yeah, because again, it's not road. Damn McDonald's. Weak signal here leaving Ole. Alright, man. Well, you guys be safe, brother. Let me know how everything goes. Miss you, man. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I might start it back up after I pick this up. I just don't want to walk into this McDonald's because I'm shy. So I'll be back on in a minute.